Hello everyone. Welcome to our new series of videos which will be about trigger. So in this series we will write triggers on different objects and we will explore different scenarios for triggers. Okay, but before that we need to learn about some basics. So in our first video we will talk about the trigger context variables. Okay. So as you can see, so here I will mention some important context variables which will be needed while writing triggers. Okay. So as you can see, my first point is trigger.new. So trigger.new returns a list of object. As you can see, I have mentioned that suppose you have a custom object. So you can have a custom object or a standard object also. So trigger.new returns a list of object. Okay, list of as object. So second context variable is trigger.newMap, which returns a map, and the syntax is map of id comma as object. It could be custom object, it could be standard object. Okay, it could be id comma account, it could be id comma contact, opportunity, like that. Okay, so our third variable is trigger.old, which returns a list of object. Similarly, like trigger.new. Okay, the syntax is same, but it returns the old version of the as object records. Okay, so the fourth one is trigger.old map, and it also returns a map of IDs. Similarly, like new map, syntax is same, map of ID comma as object, but it also returns the old version of map, old version of your as object records. Okay. So there are some points that we will explore regarding these context variables that we can keep in our mind while writing triggers. Okay. So in point number 5, you can see that trigger.all and trigger.all map is only available in the update and delete triggers. Okay, because in insert scenario we are inserting the records. They are not having any old values in those records, right? So we will have the old values only in update and delete scenario. Okay. The next point is in before insert context, your trigger.new map will always be null. Why is that? Because our records are not yet inserted, so IDs are not generated. So trigger.new map returns a map of ID, comma as object. So our IDs are not yet generated, so it will not return anything. So in before insert scenario, trigger.new map will be null. Okay. Seventh point is related to that only. So that's why in before insert we don't use trigger.new map, but in after insert IDs are generated, so we can use trigger.new map. So in after insert, trigger.new and trigger.new map both are available, we can use. The next point is that in case of before and after update, the IDs have already been generated in the insert event, so we can use trigger.new map in before and after update. Yeah. So in before and after updates scenario also we can use trigger.new, trigger.new map, both of them. Okay. The next point is trigger.new and trigger.old cannot be used in Apex DML operations. For example, if you write like insert trigger.new or insert delete trigger.old or update trigger.old, it will not work. We cannot perform DML operations like that on these variables. Okay. And trigger.old is always read only. We cannot update values using trigger.old, and we cannot delete trigger.new. If you write delete trigger.new, it will not work. So here you can see I have made a table like that, so that in which scenario which context variable will be available. So in before insert scenario, trigger.new will be there. After insert scenario, trigger.new and trigger.new map will be there. And in before and after update, all the context variable values will have, because we are updating the values, right? So we have the what you can say, we have the initial version also, and we have the updated version also. Okay. So we have all four context variables which are having the values in before and after update. In before and after delete, we have only all things. Okay. So before delete, what are the values of that record? It's mentioned in trigger.all and trigger.all map. And after delete also, we can use them. In after undelete, we have only trigger.new and trigger.new map. Okay, because IDs were already generated, right? IDs were already generated. So that's why trigger.new map is there. We have deleted their records and now we are undeleting. So that's why trigger.new map is present there. So it was a brief scenario about the important context variables. In our next video, we will explore that in which scenario we can use before trigger and in which scenario we can use after trigger. Okay, so I hope you like the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much.